one's talking, then that other person. We just kind of alternate. It's super fluid. There's not really a lot of stuff to it.
Bad.
It's fun. It's fun.
Those other cameras may or may not come back.
That's okay. I actually, ironically, I like this camera better even though it has the fence. The other one was weirdly crooked.
Wait, so where would they put the one that doesn't have the fence?
What are you talking about?
Because he was talking about
Yeah,
putting
that
in
didn't
one
work.
that
Look,
doesn't.
so we had to switch the other one.
Oh.
You had to tell us. Hey, we're not. Well, we have to wait for the national anthem to go live. We always wait for that. No, they weren't on.
Celebrating our freedom and those who protect.
Okay. And we are live.
We're live? All right.
Okay. Welcome to Jesuit Sprung Stadium. Today, we have a matchup between the #1 ranked Jesuit High School Crusaders and the #8 ranked Tualatin Timberwolves. And we should be ready to get underway here in a moment.
Right now.
So Ethan Peng warming up for Jesuit. Timberwolves will bat first, as is customary for the away team. And Jesuit right now sitting with a 6-2 record, and that has been good enough to earn them #1 in the state. While Tualatin sits currently at 8-2, but I believe that their strength of schedule is what's holding them back. More wins, but quality of those teams is debatable.
It's going to be an exciting one here today.
Yeah, we're looking forward to a good one. Peng will warm up.
It's a good ball right there. Good strike.
He's going to need a lot of those today. Okay, so running through the Crusaders lineup right here. So of course, pitching is Ethan Peng. Then it looks like we might be ready to get underway here. So looks like we're gonna start out with the second baseman for the Timberwolves, Makai Presley. And so he's gonna step in, number 34, and hope to get Tualatin off to a solid start here. And we'll see how Peng pitches around him.
Ball one.
So that was ball one outside. Looks like he's gonna pitch around him carefully, not touching into the zone yet. Ooh.
That went a little bit inside.
Yeah. Little inside, little high. I don't think he liked his placement on that one, but he's firing them in there. Third pitch of this at bat. Fouled off into the back of the cage. So 2 balls and a strike now to Makai Presley. And he will see pitch number 4 from Pang now. Little high, works the count. So he has now worked the count 3-1, Pang in a difficult situation here. Has to throw a strike to avoid letting on his first batter he has faced here. We'll see how he does. Ooh, and did not like the placement at all. And so that will be a 5-pitch walk. Not what you want to see if you are a Jesuit Crusader baseball fan, but it is early. Pang still has plenty of time to settle in.
Makai Presley on first base.
So now stepping to the plate, the shortstop, number 13, Owen Hagerman for the Timberwolves, as they will look to capitalize.
I believe he's also a football player. He's committed to Oregon as a walk-on.
And fire it in there. Nice strike from Pang there as he gets the count 0-1. Presley leads off first. Pang checks the runner and fires it in there. Foul
ball.
tip.
And that will be out of play. Oh, correction. He played quarterback for them, and he's not committed to Oregon.
And Pang will check the runner over at first. Presley slides back in safely. Pang now with 7 pitches and 0-2 count here against Hagerman. Let's see how he fares. Looking to get his first out of the inning here. And that ball in the dirt. Was trying to get him to chase. Couldn't quite do it. But good pitch. Counts 1 and 2, so definitely favors the pitcher here. Still has plenty to work with. Pang checks the runner again. Fires one in there. Ground ball. That Jake Rowling will handle it. And that is a double play, so it gets the Crusaders out of the jam. So ground ball over to short. Jake Rowling handles it easily. Steps on the second base bag. Tosses it over to, I believe that is, yes, that is Evans.
Up next to bat for the Timberwolves is number 14, Trenton Herzog. Another football player on this T-Wolves baseball team.
So now 2 outs here in the top of the first. Pang looks to get him to chase outside, ball 1.
Good pitch.
Wow, and really just had him, he really had him swinging all the way there. Swung straight through that ball. And we'll see if he can adjust to Pang's tempo. As now count sits at 1-1.
Little high outside.
2-1. And if you're a hitter here, you have to be patient. You have to wait for a pitch you can hit. He did not look good swinging at that first pitch of Pang's, but now he's been patient. He's worked the count to 2-1. He's got a good opportunity here. Outside, ball 3, hitters count. Very advantageous situation. We saw Pang get into this 3-1 situation with the first batter of the game, and he walked him. Let's hope he can avoid a similar result here. And he will walk him again. So that was Trenton Herzog. He jogs over to first. So now 1 on, 2 out for the Timberwolves, as I believe did they just pinch run him? First base, okay, so they gave him a courtesy runner. That is not in Tualatin's starting lineup. That is number 4 on Tualatin, currently taking the lead off first.
At bat for the Timberwolves, number 6, Key Leanders.
And
Ball inside.
first pitch to Leanders is that ball inside. Not quite the pitch Peng was looking to throw there, but with the runner on first, he's got to be careful. Still, good situation if you're the Crusaders. That early double play by Rolling really got him out of a jam there. And now, as long as this ball stays in the infield, they should have an easy out at second or first.
I believe that was ball 2.
2-0 count now. And you know, these Timberwolves so far, they're really working the count. They made Peng already throw 16 pitches. And this is only his 4th batter. So 17 pitches right now through 4 batters. They're working the count. They're not really swinging at anything, any junk. We've only seen him make contact a couple of times. They're really just waiting for him to throw him a pitch. And that's a 4-pitch walk. So now back-to-back batters that Peng has walked. He walked the first batter, and then the second grounded into a double play, and now back-to-back walks have 2 on and 2 out for the Timberwolves. And now coming up for Tualatin, that is the designated hitter. He's batting for the catcher. That is Colin Defendurfer. So 2 on for the Timberwolves. First pitch, not quite what you wanted. That's a ball outside. Peng really needs to find the strike zone here.
Batter seems as if he's as far up in the box as he can be. Nearly standing over the plate.
Crowding the plate a little bit. I think really forcing. And actually, that did not work out for him there. Peng caught him right on the hands. He couldn't get his bat around. Fouled it off towards left field. Down that left field line. So 1-1 count now. Two on for the Timberwolves. Good position. They worked their way out. They had no one on, 2 outs. They've gotten 2 men aboard. Can they capitalize? That's a ball high. Peng really checking that runner at second. And he will fire it in there. That's a little high. So 3-1 count now. So these Timberwolves so far have really been working Peng. 22 pitches through 4 batters. Or through 5 batters now, actually. This is batter number 5 at the inning. And they've really been working both Peng's pitch count and they've been working the strike zone. Really not swinging at anything out of the zone. They're going to... Ooh! Oh, just missed him. So almost picked off at second. Rolling tried to make the play. Was right there, but just wasn't in time. Runner dives back safely. And he is taking a very solid lead off of second base there. Wow, got him to swing through that one.
3-2 count, full count.
So a full count here for the Timberwolves. And both the batter and the pitcher are going to readjust, settle in here. This could be decisive. Tualatin in scoring position, but with 2 outs, if Peng can get the strikeout here, he gets out of the jam. Oh, and oh, wow, a balk called on Peng. So a balk advances both of the runners. And
Coach Griff coming out to talk to the ump.
Griff is going to come out to talk to the ump, and Ryder Listy, the catcher, is going to come out here and talk to Peng, give him a couple words of reassurance here. And Coach Griffin having a conversation with the ump here in the first. All right, just some clarifications. So Listy will settle back behind the plate, Peng back to the mound. And the Timberwolves are all of a sudden threatening with runners on second and third. So plays it first here if you're a Jesuit. If the ball stays in the infield, you have to go to first. That's the only place the force out is. And oh, they faked the steal, and
Strike
wow. What a way to get out of the jam. Hung him up. Batter was crowding the plate. and he hung him up right on the hands with that inside pitch, made him swing around.
In the top of the first inning for the Timberwolves.
Tough first inning for Peng, but knowing him, he'll come back out strong.
Our score.
On the mound,
Anything from concessions?
on the mound for Tualatin is number 14, Trenton Herzog. Let's see what he's got.
So Herzog will warm up. So Peng there in that first inning threw 24 pitches, which is, I don't think, if you want longevity in a starting pitcher in high school, you cannot have him throwing 24 pitches in the first inning. So a rough first inning for Peng, but on the bright side, did manage to get out of a huge jam as Tualatin had runners on second and third. So definitely not necessarily what the Crusaders wanted, but best they could have gotten out of that situation. And it looks like our leadoff hitter here for Jesuit will be number 7, Jake Rowling.
Who'll be taking his talents to Gonzaga next year.
Yeah, Rowling attending Gonzaga next year on a baseball scholarship.
Number 7, Jake Rowling.
So Rowling will dig in here. And we'll see what he can do. Let's see if the Crusader bats can get heated up.
Hear that Mariah Carey?
Yeah, we got a little Mariah Carey going in the stadium.
I love Mariah.
And first pitch, down and inside, and right, just nips the corner of that strike zone for strike 1. So great first pitch here. Rock and fire. Catcher tried to frame it a little bit there, tried to pull his glove inside and, you know, maybe make the think that that was a strike, but nope, ball outside. So now, 2-1 count to Rowling. First one was a strike inside, and now back-to-back balls to that outside. Pitcher really working the edges of the strike zone here. And Rowling sees it pitching and hit, and he's gonna drive it through the gap into left field. And we will have one aboard here for the Jesuit. So a nice little opening hitter knock for Rowling. Just saw a pitch he liked, belted it a little bit inside, off the hands a little bit, and into left field as Henry Vanderhoff, number 2, will step in here for Jesuit.
Safe.
So a pickoff attempted by Tualatin, already not liking Jesuit having a runner on. Rowling, dangerous base runner. Not someone you want to have aboard. And really, they are really trying to get him.
Safe once again.
Wow. And that elicited some reaction from the crowd. That was a very, very close call for Rowling there. He's taking a very large lead.
Tualatin fans not happy about that one.
And really checking the runner there. And
Ball 3. No, ball 1. Ball 1. My mistake.
so ball 1 outside. He's missing to that outside corner. His successes come when he's thrown it inside. And another pickoff throw attempted and safe once again.
They're making him work there.
Yeah. And he has almost as many pitches over to first as he does to the plate so far in this first inning. And Rowling will steal.
Oh yeah, safe
Throw
by
is-
a mile.
He'll slide in safely. Throw was not on the money by the catcher. Put it a little bit too far over towards the second baseman and really just didn't have a chance to make a play on that. So Rowling will now stand on second.
He's got some wheels on him.
And the brilliance there is you eliminate A, the chance of a double play, and B, obviously implied, but now there's no force play at second, meaning, so even if Vanderhoff hits it, Rowling doesn't have to run, and that puts Jesuit in a pretty advantageous position here with no outs. And Griff is going to talk to the umpire again.
Does not seem happy.
And Griff is not happy. I think the dugout was issued a citation or a warning of some sort, And he's fired up. He's fired up here. So this will hold up the game a little bit. Rolling on second. No outs here in the bottom of the first. All right, and Griffin will return to his spot on the third baseline. Not happy, but all right, and he's gonna call Vanderhoff up the line for a little chat. Rolling will stay over at second. Oh, nope. And Vanderhoff will go back to step in. So a little bit of confusion here in the bottom of the first, but Vanderhoff will step back in. He's worked the count to 2-0, and he will step in to face him. And here we go.
That'll be strike one.
So 2-1 count now. Rolling takes a generous lead off a second. And
Pitcher steps off.
he will step off and kind of just generally gesture in Rolling's direction. Steps back on. And will pitch it straight into the gap. Fires it over to first. Excellent catch over at first base. Had to really lean off there, but Rolling does advance over to third. So Vanderhoff hit it right to the shortstop, but since Rolling stole earlier.
Stepping to the plate, the center fielder, number 5, Kyle Goodwin.
Up next to bat for Jesuit is number 5, Kyle Goodwin.
So since Rolling, see, this is the brilliance of it. Rolling's steal prevented the double play there. That was a perfect double play ball, but since Rolling was already on second, nothing the Timberwolves could do, and now Jesuit has a runner in scoring position. Didn't like what he saw there. 1-0 count, a little high in the zone. And rock and fire, swings through that one.
That was dangerous. Could have made contact with that one. Hopefully gone a long ways.
Big swing. He was swinging for the fences there and just couldn't quite make contact. So 1-1 now. And that'll be a strike in there. So strike one to Goodwin. Or sorry, strike two to Goodwin. First called strike though.
Goodwin's got to protect the plate now.
Yeah, 1-2 count. And with Rolling on third and only, swung through that one too. An impressive performance here by the Timberwolves pitcher. So after Rolling got aboard with no outs, he's managed to get 2 outs, and Rolling's only gotten over to third.
In the fourth position for the Jesuit Crusaders is number 8, Ryder Listy. Also plays catcher.
So Listy will step in here. See what he can do with 2 outs here.
Little high on that one.
Okay, and the umpire is reviewing something. I'm not entirely sure what he's reviewing, but okay.
Not sure what that was.
We will continue our ball game here, and ball up in the top of the zone.
High once again, count moves to 2-0.
So Jesuit also doing a good job of working the count here. Both teams being incredibly patient, which is something that's very hard to do, especially in high school baseball. Wow.
Foul ball.
Gets a hold of that one, and that one's going to the parking lot. Unfortunately, drifted foul.
I wonder how many baseballs we lose to that roof.
A lot. Went over to the roof that's situated off past the left field line. So 2-1 now. Likes that one. The count will move to 2-2. Listy has to protect the plate here and protect Jesuits runner on third as he will hit a short chopper. Run it out.
Oh. Caught before he got there.
Tried his best, really bolted up the line there, but couldn't quite get there.
At the bottom of the first inning, for the Crusaders, no runs, one hit.
After the first, remains a 0-0 ball game.
Our score after one complete, 0-0.
So 0-0 after one. Crusaders did manage to get that Jake Rolling single, but other than that, pretty quiet for both teams. Peng here issued a couple of early walks in the top of that first inning. Let's see if he can settle in here. And while we're waiting, since Listy just ran that hit out, he's gonna have to take a second before he comes back in his catcher's gear. So,
I believe that's
Vina, the designated hitter, yeah, he's gonna come out here and catch a couple from Peng. So while we are waiting for Listy to get his gear on,
pitches are looking good.
and Peng, I think the key for this inning is Peng really needs to settle in. He did not look comfortable with the strike zone in that first inning. Wasn't pitching around it too well. He issued a lot of balls, and most of them, really bats were not leaving the Timberwolves' shoulders. They were not fooled. They were not swinging. When they did swing, he was getting a lot of ground outs, which is really good. But
Good throw down to 2.
Listy, excellent throw by Listy.
Top of the second
Wonder where
inning,
he's going next.
left fielder number 15, Aiden Rule.
Listy is going to be attending Feather River College,
Oh, FRC. I
and he
know a
will
lot of
be
people
playing
go.
baseball. A lot of talented seniors on this Jesuit team. Ooh. So in the dirt.
Tualatin guys are chirping. Foul ball. Count moves to 2-1. Count moves to 3-1 after the ball outside.
Peng really needs to settle in. There we go. So fouled up the line towards right field. Foul tip caught. So that's very unique there. Foul tip caught for the out. So he tipped that, but since he caught it, that is the third out. Or not the third out, sorry. That's the third strike, so he's out. So now stepping in here, number 21, Hunter Grubb, here for Tualatin. And he will step in here to face Peng with one out here in the top of second. Peng now sitting at 1-1. He's got to save his arm. He's got to. Ooh, that was a little inside. 2-1. Infielder's playing pretty far back here. Kind of surprisingly far back, honestly. Ooh.
Got him swinging there.
Sorted him. Did not look like he was swinging a baseball bat at all. That was a beautiful pitch. So count 2-2 now. Definitely favors Peng. Let's see if we can get the second out. Wow!
Yes, good pitch.
Wow!
Ryder Listy tags him.
So he swung through it. Listy bobbled it a little bit. That's why he applied the tag, just to, make sure, just to confirm the out. Not leave it up to chance. But, wow, Peng just had him swinging all the way on that 2-2.
Next up to bat for the Timberwolves is number 5, Lucas Tsai.
And that's really what we need to see more of from Peng. He looks very comfortable in that at bat. I see, ooh, unfortunate. I think I jinxed him. He sent one straight to the backstop. So 1-0 count now. But Peng looked a lot more poised on that last at bat. Really looks comfortable.
Ooh, tried to frame it there, but just a bit outside.
So low and away on the right-handed batter, and that'll make the count 2-0. And yeah, that will be cut back towards the screen. Foul ball, 2-1. So Tualatin hitters, now that they've seen Peng a little bit, I think are starting to get a little bit more aggressive, swing a little bit more. But honestly, they're watching a lot of balls go by. And he likes that one.
Right to Jake Rowling. Easy throw to first, and that's 3 outs.
Wow, so comfortable play there for Rowling, just a chopper, put his body behind it, fired it over to first. Easy play. So Tualatin in that inning, they had no runs and no hits. So
0-0.
Peng has so far held Tualatin hitless, which is a great sign, but he has used 39 pitches in 2 innings to do so, which is not as good of a sign. Still, he looks good up there. Let's see if Jesuit can build some momentum here and do some damage here in the bottom of the second.
Number 14, Trent Herzog, remains on the mound for the T-Wolves.
And who is coming up for the Crusaders? Let's take a look. That is number 23, Makoa Kim, who will step in. Oh, a lefty. First lefty hitter we've seen out of this Jesuit lineup. A little bit of a mix-up here. Right-handed pitcher, lefty batter. That favors the batter.
That'll be ball 1.
Good eye there by Kim.
Really good eye. Way too low on that one.
Bounced before it hit the plate, so quick 2-0 count to Kim. Kim being very patient here.
And that one straight down the middle.
Looked like he was taking all the way there. Didn't want to risk swinging through a bad pitch, especially not on a 2-0 hitter's count. Now he's got to protect the plate with 1 strike. And saw a pitch he liked, fouled it down the line. That moves the count to 2-2 for Kim. So 2 quick balls followed by 2 quick strikes. And now Kim definitely has to protect the plate here as Jesuit's leadoff hitter. And wow,
Fouled way high.
that will come down, and the right fielder will make the grab pretty easily. Third baseman, right fielder were both back there, just came in on it. So Kim pops that one way up with a count at 2-2.
Out in right field for the T-Wolves is, oh wait, that was left field. That would be Aiden Rule.
My bad. And so now coming up, Lachlan Landerholm for Jesuit number 11. He will step in.
I like his batter's gloves. Hot pink pops. Count moves to 1-1. Fouled off. Strike 2. Pitcher getting a new ball.
Didn't like the other one. Okay. Landerholm has to protect the plate now with 2 strikes. 1-2 count here. Wow. So the pitcher just wastes one there, high up in the zone. That was up around his eyes.
Clearly not happy about that pitch.
Yeah, trying to get him to chase, I think, but he left it too high in the zone. And yeah. Oh.
Just a hesitant swing there.
Yeah, and see, with 2 strikes there, he's looking to protect the plate, he's looking to swing, foul a pitch off, keep his at-bat going, but unfortunately, it made him a little over-eager. Oh, and here comes the designated hitter, number 10, Julian Vina.
Julian Vina has 3 home runs on the season, I believe.
And he hit 2 in a game against Silverton the other night. Definitely a power hitter you do not want to see coming up to the plate if you're Tualatin. But here with 2 outs, not placed in a great situation. Quickly works the count 1-1.
Fouled off there. Count will move to 1-2.
Doesn't look too happy about that. Not the pitch he wanted to swing at, but with 2 outs, you got to be careful.
He'll be protecting the plate now.
Yeah, he stepped in a little bit, crowding it a little bit more. Oh, wow. So impressive pitch. Vina swings straight through it.
In the bottom of the 2nd inning for the home team.
He's walking back to the pen, not happy about that one.
There's no score in today's ballgame.
And so, no hits in the bottom of the 2nd for the Crusaders. Pretty open and shut inning. Only 11 pitches thrown. And 3 up, 3 down for the Timberwolves. So impressive inning. Peng will walk out there. He's already thrown quite a few pitches. See how long he stays in for, but he looks like he still has good command, good control. And if you're Jesuit, you want to keep your starter in for as long as possible. Really preserve your bullpen here. Do not want to risk going too deep in the bullpen too early. So Listy will toss it around the infield, and then I think we will get underway here as jogging up to the plate for the Timberwolves. That is number 1, Kalen Simonelek. And he will step in for Tualatin.
Top of the third inning, the center fielder, number 1, Kalen Simonelek.
Kalen's also a dual sport athlete, playing baseball and football.
So he will dig in. Bottom of this Timberwolves lineup. And then the order will turn over. If you can get your 9-hitter on, that is a huge advantage. You bring up the heavy hitters at the top of your lineup with a guy already on. That would be great. Maybe you can work. Wow.
Great pitch from Peng. A lot of movement on that pitch.
A lot of movement.
Seems like Simonelek thought that was going to hit him for a sec.
Yeah, he froze him with the curve. Thought it was going to hit him and then just curved inside.
Right
Wow.
to Jake rolling.
And rolling.
A little bit low on the throw. Batter will be safe at first.
And wow. Okay.
Impressive. The Crusaders are able to turn 2, and that'll be
Jesuit third baseman, Makai Kim.
2 outs for the Crusaders.
Okay, so ball was hit over towards third base,
Number 13,
gathered, collected, tossed over to second, tossed over the first, and that is how you get out of a jam, ladies and gentlemen. So Jesuit commits an error, but manages to recover, prevent the runners from advancing.
It's a great display of poise from the infield. Calm and collected, turn 2. And now the Crusaders are looking to close out this inning.
Good movement on that pitch too, but fouled off into the screen, and that will move the count to 1-1. So tossed in there, 2-1.
Count moves to 3-1 after the lone outside.
And we'll see what Penn can do the second time through this Tualatin lineup. He's seen it. They've all seen him now, as they'll foul that into left field, up the left field line. Wow, some zip there from the Tualatin third base coach. Throwing that ball back over to Peng. So 3-2 count, full count now. 3-2-2. Decisive pitch. Oh.
Pulls that one way outside.
Yeah, and that's at that point, that's got to just be some nerves. Just did not put the ball where he wanted to. Far, far outside. Good take by Tualatin. Wasn't swinging all the way. Bat didn't even leave his shoulder. And Tualatin is rewarded with a free base runner.
Up to bat is number 14, Trenton Herzog.
Wow, checks the runner at first. Tag applied quickly, but runner slides back well within time.
That's great. Don't let the runner get comfortable.
And Peng now with 49 pitches through first 3 innings here. And checks the runner again. Wow. So I think that if you're Jesuit, you're thinking that similar to the situation that happened with rolling in the bottom of the first, that they're looking to steal here. So if you're listed, you have to be ready for that steal.
Great pitch.
Beautiful pitch right in the zone. Hitter just froze on it, didn't know whether to swing or not, and a called strike one. And I expect Peng gonna be careful about this runner. Wow, nice knock over the shortstop. Relay throw comes in quickly into rolling.
Yeah, it was right through the window between the shortstop and the third baseman.
Yeah, really good way to find that gap there. So now runners on first and second, courtesy runner will be applied again.
First baseman, number 6, Kai Linder.
Two outs for the Crusaders, so
And so now Kai Leaner's up
any
to
base.
up to bat. Number 6 for Tualatin. That had some good movement on it, but didn't bite. 1-0 now. And I think Tualatin's starting to clue in on Peng's pitching a little bit. They've looked much more comfortable up here, swinging the bat than they did. They're swinging a lot more pitches than they did at the start of this game, and it's paying off for them. Still staying patient, though, here. 2-0 count.
last pitch looked above the plate to me. It might have just been a little high.
Popped up. Shallow left. Ooh, middle of left. Wow, great grab.
Crusaders were able to track it and close out this inning.
In the top of the third inning for the Timberwolves, no runs, 1 hit.
Landerson pulls that one in pretty easily.
2 runners were left on base. Our score, 0-0.
So 1 hit there for Tualatin, and they also tried to capitalize off a Jesuit error, but weren't quite able to as Jesuit turned to double play. As we remain scoreless here, heading into the bottom of the third. And while we're waiting for number 20, I believe that is, yeah, that's Evan Kasser, step in. You want to talk about some other spring sports?
Well, me and you are currently in our track season. I am injured currently, but you're still running. Tell me about that.
No. So, actually, this game is flying. Really keeping up some good pace of play here. Oh, so we got another lefty in this lineup, so he will step in. Pitch almost like had some downward motion to it. Stayed high in the zone though for ball 1. And if you're Jesuit, you have to get some momentum going here. Haven't had a hit since Rolling's leadoff hit in the bottom of the first. Both teams really not able to generate any offense so far today. And I don't know if that's a byproduct of really good pitching. I don't know if that's a byproduct of just, you know, some patience, or just if it's just unlucky, but
Count moves to 3 balls.
yeah,
and 1
really
strike.
working the count here. Both teams are doing an excellent job at just watching the ball all the way through and really making the pitchers work to get them out. Hit
Right back at the pitcher.
Right back at the pitcher. Easy underhand toss over to first. Unfortunate. Just honestly unfortunate placement. Made good contact though.
Right fielder number 12, Riley Teague.
Ooh, up for the Crusaders now is number 12, Riley Teed.
So Teed will step in here. And the pitch.
Pitch is low. That'll be ball 1.
Watch that all the way through. Did not look phased. Ooh.
Low and outside.
Fastball that really rared up for that one, but just he did not put that high enough in the zone for T to even think about swinging about it. 2-0 count now. Wow. So bat does not leave Teed's shoulders. He puts the count 3-0. And if you're Teed, you have to know a strike is coming here. He's not going to want to walk you. And so this is the mind games, the mind battle. Oh, wow. So low in the zone. Great placement by this Timberwolves pitcher. Puts it low in the zone. And Teed took all the way. Inside there, though. And so that will be a 5-pitch walk for Riley Teed. His patience pays off, and he will jog over to first.
Now up to the top of the batting order with number 7, Jake Rowling.
Top of the order for the Crusaders, number 7, the shortstop, Jake Rowling.
Dr. Shu.
And ball is... Oh, pitcher has the ball. Okay. Took that all the way. So Rowling had a single in the first, but hasn't been able to come back since. He's made a couple good plays in the field over at shortstop. They had a couple double plays. He's fielded some nice grounders, but has not had a chance for some offensive production. Got advanced all the way over to third. Safe. Both teams really not liking the runners over on first. Not wanting to get any runners in scoring position, not wanting to give the other team an advantage as what is turning into a highly defensive game with still no runs in the bottom of the third. And he will strike that one. And it will be caught almost to the warning track over there and right. Just didn't seem like he got all of that ball with his bat. Just kind of, died off his bat. Managed to get it all the way to the warning track, but didn't have any real zip on it, and so made it pretty easy out as Vanderhoff will now step in with 2 out and 1 aboard.
Still is impressive power considering he didn't get all of that one.
So Vanderhoff now hoping to keep this inning alive. Low in the zone, ball 1. Wow, checks the runner. Good dive back. Excellent dive back. Teed staying very elusive. So 1-0 count now to Vanderhoff. And strike.
Ooh, a strike.
Strike.
Looked a little bit outside of me. Must have caught the...
Ooh. Oh. Almost got him on that one. Dive back was barely in time, but he got there.
Yeah, this Tualatin pitcher really likes to check the runners.
Keeping the runners on their toes. I like it. Wow.
Wow.
That's another one. Jeez, he is not pleased about Teed being on first base right now. And I mean, I don't blame him, but you think with 2 outs here, he wouldn't want to risk like an overthrow. Teed, to his credit, has dove back about 4 times. Ball to second, easily fielded, tossed over to first. That will end the threat. So Vanderhoff grounds it and doesn't leave the infield. Easy ground to the second baseman, tosses it over to first. We will end the bottom of the third. So Jesuit, no runs, no hits, and Teed gets left stranded over on first. Back to our conversation about spring sports. I was speaking more generally. Speaking of track and field, we've got some runners down in California right now for Jesuit at the Arcadia Invitational and the Tiger Invitational. Those are both big meets down in the Los Angeles area. And both of those are national caliber meets, so that's very exciting.
Yeah, just a highlight from the Tiger meet. Sawyer Childs, one of our freshman sprinters, just broke the Jesuit record for
Fastest freshman?
Freshman 100 meter.
Wow, that's incredibly impressive. What do you run, like an 11.2?
11.27.
11.27 for a freshman. That's incredible speed. Put him up. You know what? Make him a designated runner at that point. Put him on the team.
No, he already is our anchor runner for the 4x1. I'm pretty sure.
Now put him on the
Batting
baseball
for
team.
Tualatin, we have number 7, Colin Deffendorfer.
And Deffendorfer, he's batting for the catcher, Carson Nell. Kind of rare you see that, honestly. Normally you see him batting for the pitcher, but on Jesuit's side of things, Vina is batting for the pitcher, but over here he's batting for the catcher. Definitely interesting. So 2 strikes quickly here to Deffendorfer, and wow!
That'll be a 3rd one. Wow.
So Peng
he's out.
strikes out the batter with relative ease, honestly. 3 consecutive strikes. Had him swinging all the way on that one, just swung right through it. And a great first out of this inning here.
Definitely what we like to see out of Peng going into this 4th inning.
So Peng definitely settling in, I think. He had that, his first inning was a little rough. He looked a little shaky out there. He's throwing a lot of balls, but now, wow.
A lot of movement on that one. That was impressive.
Really finding his command here as we hit the top of the 4th. Seems to be finding his poise out there on the mound, and he's really owning it. And fouled up the right field line.
Yeah, right now Peng's really showing why he's ranked 5th in his class in the state of Oregon.
So 2-0 count to this batter as well. Peng gets him to chase. And
Easy
wow.
out. He didn't even have to move.
Off the end of the bat, gets him to chase outside, so he wasn't able to catch that on the meat of the barrel. Just really caught it off the end cap. And just an easy little bloop to Vanderhoff. Barely even had to move, as he was already on the outskirts of that infield and just caught it. So quick 2 outs here, being very efficient, and he's yet to throw a ball this inning.
Up to bat now is number 21, Hunter Grubb.
We'll see if Grubb can get these Timberwolf bats going. Through 3 innings, we have had a combined total of 2 hits between both teams.
Another strike for Peng.
Wow. So Peng puts another 2 strikes on the board. He has thrown 8 pitches this inning, and all 8 have been strikes. And wow, sharply hit up the 3rd baseline. Oh no, okay. Sharply hit up the baseline. Great backhanded play made. Didn't quite have the arm strength to get it all the way across the diamond, and the first baseman just missed the pick. Couldn't quite dig it out of the dirt. So runner will get aboard, but Peng is looking great out there.
He's looking great. So close to a 9 pitch, but
He can't help but smile. He just gave a little smile, little head turn. He knows, put that ball, best place he could have put it, and guy just managed to get his bat around on it.
we love that. Up next to bat is number 5, Lucas Sy.
Wow. And see, we're really seeing the movement on Peng's breaking ball. It's really freezing hitters. Sy looked like he thought that was going to hit him. It was so far inside, but it just came back. And wow, gonna check the runner over at first.
Gets back to the base, barely.
Both these teams really keeping those runners in check. Rolling had a steal in the first that moved him over to second, but other than that, both teams been doing a good job of holding the runners. So Peng, 1-1 count now for Peng to work with here. He's already put 2 outs on the board here in this 4th inning. Wow. he's really working the bottom part of that zone, not really leaving anything high, not really giving him anything, honestly, too hittable. They're kind of going to have to dig it out of the bottom of that zone. That's what led to that little blooper to Vanderhoff. And that ball is going to go to Rolling. Rolling is going to wind up and fire. Goodness, what an arm on Rolling.
Some power behind that one.
Yeah, he wound up, took a little two-step hop after he fielded it from the shortstop position and just fired it over to first. I pitied the poor first baseman's hand after that one.
Our score remains 0.
But saves paying the trouble. So after paying, after that Timberwolf base runner barely got aboard after he got around on Pang's fastball and managed to slap it over to third, Jesuit quickly eliminates the threat and will send it down to the bottom of the fourth. What else is going on in spring sports?
We have our men's lacrosse team playing Lake Ridge tomorrow. It's going to be a big game as it's a rematch from last year's state championship.
And men's lacrosse, Jesuit men's lacrosse had won 3 consecutive state championships prior to that point. But unfortunately, they did lose to Lake Ridge, so that'll be a bit of a grudge match. Lake Ridge lacrosse is consistently one of the best teams in the state, and so that'll, of course, be an excellent game.
We also have women's lacrosse playing tonight on Corona.
Do you know who they play?
Not sure.
So a little bit of action, not just in Sprung Stadium, but also over on Cronin Field, as number 5, Kyle Goodwin, will step in. And Goodwin struck out swinging his first time up. And count quickly moves to 1-1. Whoa. Goodwin really seems like he's just trying to get all of the ball. He's swung through multiple pitches between his 2 at-bats so far. Really, he's just trying to get all of it. Oh, and you know he wants that one back. Looked very dismayed. Just, you never want to go down without a fight, and he went down looking. Never want to see that, but
up to bat now, we have number 8, Ryder Listy.
So Jesuit's catcher will step in. Been catching for Pang all night, been looking pretty good. Let's see how he fares offensively as he will take ball 1.
That one in the dirt. Ball 2.
So Listy staying patient here.
Ball 3 outside. Now we got a 3-0 count. Can't expect that he's going to swing at this one. And that, ooh, caught the outside of the plate, I'm guessing. That'll be strike 1. That'll be strike 2, full count.
So Listy works the count to 3-0, and now the count quickly to 3-2. Oh, run.
He's running.
Oh, air
High
mails
throw.
the, wow.
He lands on the base.
Listy works the count 3-0, took 2 quick strikes, and then just chipped the ball.
Brings up the third baseman.
Barely got it. Oh.
Up now to bat, we have number 23, Makoa Kim.
Wow.
Change up there for strike 2.
And credit to this Timberwolves pitcher. He has been making Jesuit batters miss all day. We haven't really seen any good contact besides rolling single. Wow. Oh, foul tip. Bounced off of him. So quickly to an 0-2 count for Kim.
Finds
And
the
wow.
gap in between the second baseman and the first baseman.
The left fielder, number 11, Lachlan Landerholm.
So now Lachlan Landerholm will step in. Ooh, I like that. I like that song. If you like pina coladas.
It reminds me of 50 First Dates. Seen
Yeah.
by Adam
Yeah, that's a good movie. Good walk-up song. So, Timberwolves check the runner again, of course. What else is new? And loads up, fires, called strike one.
Outside on that pitch, count moves to 1-1.
Good eye there.
Some interesting sounds coming from the Tualatin players. Herzog will check the runner once again.
Oh, wow. So ball missed by the catcher, back to the backstop, and that's exactly what Jesuit needed. Runner in scoring position now.
That Herzog's arm might be getting tired from throwing to first so much.
Well, no, I think, honestly, he might have thrown just as many balls to home plate as he has to first at this point. Oh, not what you want to see with a 2-1 count. Just swings through it. Honestly, his changeup has been killing Jesuit hitters today. They have just been swinging straight through it. They're so geared up for the fastball. And then that changeup sneaks in, like, just, you know, 15, 20 miles an hour slower. Oh, did he go? They say he did. So, home plate umpire confers with the second base umpire and says, did he go? He did go around. Ooh. And so they will call him out. Strikeout.
Landerholm not happy about that call.
Our score remains 0-0.
So no runs, but the Crusaders do pick up another hit. Both teams, though, really struggling to produce offensively. Obviously very low scoring, but honestly, just no production from either of these teams. It's not even like they haven't been able to capitalize. The biggest threats was rolling on third in the first, and also in the first when Tualatin had men on second and third. Those are the two biggest threats. Other than that, both teams really been really good defensively at putting each other away.
So far, this game has been a stalemate, to say the least. Oh, really?
Wow. So he swung straight through that one. So Peng here sits. Oh boy, he's in the high 60s for pitch count thus far. That was his 69th pitch of this game. So I don't know what limit they put on him, but you got to think they got to start thinking about taking him out at around the 80s. So maybe one more inning here for Peng here in the top of the 5th. That remains to be seen. 2-1 now. Wow,
Right
sharply hit.
rolling.
Wow, excellent
Good
fielding by
play.
Rolling. Really stayed patient there, didn't swipe at it, didn't chop at it. He has not allowed anything to get into that outfield. He's really been very solid and has made a lot of good plays from Jesuit, or for Jesuit.
Top of the order,
Very
number
smooth
one,
first
number
out for the
34,
Crusaders.
Second baseman, Mackay Presley.
So now coming up, top of the order again. So the order will turn over again. Mackay Presley, number 34, will step in, and he will face Peng. So Peng fire strike one in there. And low in the zone. Not the one there. And he will wind up for the 1-1. Here we go. Wow. Sharply hit, got all of that one finally, but kept it since he kept that low in the zone. Just kind of skimmed the ground there on its way out to center field. Beautiful hit, just went right up the middle of the field. Rolling's playing too far left to get it. Vanderhoff's playing too far right to get it, and it smoked past Peng, so he had no chance of getting it.
Yep, right through the uprights of Rolling and Vanderhoff.
Ooh.
Owen Hagerman shows a bunt there.
And at this point, you really, honestly, if you're both teams, you just got to get runs on the board. Even if it means playing some small ball, you know, getting some bunts down, just looking for, instead of going for the home run, just go for the single, right? You just need to get guys on base, which, I mean, there have been a severe lack of base runners in this game.
Hagerman fouls that one off for a 1-1 count.
Presley? Is this Hagerman? Hagerman. So Presley, oh, they checked Presley at first. Presley over at first. Hagerman up to bat. 1 out in the top of the 5th. Timberwolves threatening here. That was their second hit of the game there. Oh, fires it over. Throw not in time. The atmosphere is building here in Sprung Stadium. Fouls it off the back.
Another foul, just looked just like his other one.
Virtually identical. I think he's getting that ball in the same like section of his swing, and it's just popping right over his bat. He's just slightly undercutting it. Not quite able to get that solid barrel contact that you really want here. Ooh, waste a pitch there. Just trying to get him to chase, trying to get him to swing. Credit to Hagerman. Does not swing, remains patient, works the count 2-2.
They're good at this stuff, man. Presley will steal that base.
So this is why pitchers this whole game, we have seen just as many throws over to first as we have to home plate. And this is why you do not want to be the Crusaders in this situation, because this runner on second now can score on a fly to the outfield. These guys do have that type of speed. You do not want that to happen in a game that's knotted at 0-0. Ooh, inside. So it started out as a promising batter for Peng. Count 1-2. He wasted a couple too many pitches, and now runner moves over to first. So runners on second and first now, but chance now for a double play.
Peng's pitch count just reached 80, so gotta think about
and here we
taking him
go.
out.
And it's
Griff.
exactly what I said. I think they're making him hand the ball over. We'll see. Conference among the guys, and we'll see if Peng will hand this ball over. I said exactly 80 pitches, and if you can see that scoreboard out in center, you'd see it says 80 pitches. We'll see if he makes him hand the ball over here. I mean, if you start getting into the 80s and the 90s, that's a lot of workload for a high school arm. You know, these are guys 16, 17, 18 years old, not old enough to be throwing, into the hundreds. Like, that's too many pitches. And already, I'm honestly impressed he's managed to throw 80 pitches. That's a lot of pitches.
80 more than I can throw.
And wow, they're gonna leave him in. I mean, honestly, I don't blame him. He's looked good. He's looked composed. He looks like he deserves to be in this ball game. Vanderhoff is gonna give him a couple words of encouragement here. So Trenton Herzog will step in.
Runners on 1 and 2. So got some threats here.
And if you're Jesuit, you have to come up firing. Hopefully go for that double play. Force outs everywhere except for home. Wow!
Blasted out to right field.
Here comes the relay. One run will score.
Runner will score.
Herzog is fired up on first. Big knock for him. Really just finally got a hold of one.
That was Mackay Presley sliding into home plate.
So Presley, the leadoff, comes all the way around. He will score.
We also have Hagerman on third now.
And I think part of this is to do with the fact that if you're these Tualatin hitters, you've now seen Peng. This is the third. Wait, is this the third time? This is the third time they've come through this order.
Up to bat now for the T-Wolves is number 6, Key Leanders.
So if you're the Timberwolves, you've seen Peng's stuff. You've seen what he can do. So runners in the corners. And looks like someone is warming up in that Jesuit bullpen. And wow, okay,
Fly ball
driven
to center.
to center. Got to get under that. And I don't care how good your arm is. Incredible throw from center. Magnificent effort by Goodwin there in center. Squared up under that ball and gave it all his arm had. But he cannot prevent that second Tualatin run from scoring. Honestly, he got it on like 2 hops to the plate from dead center. That's a long way. That is a long, long way.
Goodwin is also ranked very highly in his class in the state of Oregon.
And just another, he'll be very valuable for the Crusaders next year as both a leader and as a player, as he will be. I mean, we'll be graduating a lot of these seniors, and they'll need guys to step up next year. And looks like Griff, yep, there we go. 84 pitches, and Peng will hand over the ball. So Peng's day will end after giving up only his 3rd hit of the game. Or, well, no, that was a sac fly, but he only gave up 3 hits. But unfortunately, Timberwolves managed to be so efficient that they did score 2 runs off of those 3 hits. And now, let's see, ump is approaching Griffin. We got a little meeting here on the mound of the infielders plus Listy. As
looking like it will be Kyle Goodwin stepping up to the mound.
Well, looks like Goodwin got his arm a little bit warm with that throw in from center. And let's hope he did, because looks like he will be stepping up to face the next Tualatin batter. That is number 25. Whoa, wait, who is that? Someone new stepping into Tualatin's lineup, it appears.
The new pitcher
Said number 25. That's number 25.
for the Crusaders, number 5, Kyle Goodwin.
So Goodwin will get his warm-up pitches here. And let's talk about what we've seen so far in this game. So, started out very, very defensive battle, as you can see by all those zeros up on the scoreboard through 4 innings. And both teams really, honestly, not able to capitalize off opportunities. Both teams working the count really well, getting walks, getting guys on base, but no team actually able to put up any offensive production other than sitting patiently and jogging their way over to first. Then, now we've seen a bit of an explosion here. I think, honestly, it might be to do with the fact that Peng's arm got a little tired. I mean, 84 pitches, that's a lot. And now Goodwin will hopefully take over. He's in a bit of a tough spot, but I have confidence that he's going to be able to work his way out of this. He's going to take a couple pitches here, and we'll see how Tualatin deals with having a brand new pitcher in here, because that was their 3rd time seeing Peng. And when you see a pitcher that many times in a game, especially a high school game, they only go 7 innings, so you're not actually allowed to see, you're not guaranteed to see a pitcher 3 times. It means that by the time you see him that 3rd time, a lot of times you'll have his stuff dialed, you got his repertoire down, you'll kind of have him quote unquote figured out. And I think that might be what happened with the Timberwolves and Peng. And so this fresh arm might be what the Crusaders need to put them back on top. But first, they're gonna have to get out of this jam, and then they're gonna have to figure out a way to get some runs on the board in the bottom of the 5th.
Umpire seems to have a problem with Goodwin's arm sleeve.
So Goodwin will remove that arm sleeve. Remember, Goodwin's been in the lineup. He was out there playing center. Do we know who's moved out to center? That looks like, is that Luke Williams? Hard to tell. I think that's Luke Williams. But bottom line is, Goodwin has moved from center to the pitcher's mound. And first pitch from Goodwin. Good control there by Listy.
Yeah. Up to bat is number 25. That'll be Stefan Pettit. Stefan Pettit.
Yeah. So a little bit of change. So this is new on new. We haven't seen Pettit yet this ball game. We haven't seen Goodwin pitch yet this ball game. So runner on first for the Timberwolves after the sac fly scored another run from 3rd and sharply hit and rolling came over. Interesting there. See, rolling came over to guard second, but the ball was hit right as he moved. And so they hit it right in that gap where normally the shortstop would be, but due to the shift and rolling wanting to play closer to the bag, ball gets through when it maybe normally wouldn't have.
Yeah, Rolling just finds himself a little bit out of position there. Runners now on 1 and 2.
And if you're Jesuit, you have to just get the out and get out of this inning. Cannot allow another Timberwolf run. Goodwin outside, ball 1. And it'll take a second here for Goodwin, honestly, to get settled in, to get his stuff going. Listy's going to go out there, give him a little talk, give him a little check-in. But it'll take him a second to get settled, just really get comfortable being out there on the mound. He's sitting out there, center field, picking daisies, honestly, for the first 4 innings, and then you bring him in here.
Kind of just throwing him into the fire a little bit.
A little bit.
He can handle it, though.
Exactly. And wow, so tipped off. 1-1 now. Goodwin taking a little bit more time here with his pitches than Peng was. Peng was rapid firing, and Peng really. And oh wow, runner's gonna go over,
And he's out.
and he's out. And
Catches
wow,
him at third, and that'll be
third base coach is fired up. He does not believe that the out was at third, and really, honestly, kind of caught him lacking there.
In the top of the fifth inning,
Ball was bobbled, and the runner just decided to go. Smart move there, because if you don't go there, like, you need to get rid of the force ideally, and so they were trying to advance the runners over to second and third, because then a ball through scores.
do some clapping.
But unfortunately,
Great throw from Listy.
oh, and we are doing, see, classically this is done in the 7th inning, because 7th inning stretch, but we have some good old, what is this song called? I actually don't know. What, is it raining?
It is raining.
It is raining here at Sprung Stadium, partially for the high school 5th inning stretch, as just drizzling slightly. Very weird, I'm not sure if it's showing up on the camera, but we got like a drizzle going as it's sunny. Very odd weather, very Portland weather.
Look out for the rainbow.
Unfortunately, it's past St. Patrick's Day. I don't think we're going to find a pot of gold at the end of it. And Vina will step in. Remember, Vina, the Crusaders' big power hitter.
Good eye there.
Great eye by Vina. Low in the zone, 1-1. Vina getting a lot of support from his dugout here. Dugout getting fired up for him. And I mean, who can blame him when with one strike of his bat, he can put the Crusaders on the board. And having that power, honestly, on your team is got to be invigorating, but he's got to do something with it as count is now 1-2. He's got to protect the plate here. Ooh.
Almost chases that one, but refrains.
Great job there by Vina. That is so tough as a hitter when that ball is right there. You want to protect the plate. You want to be there for your team. And you know that part of that is not swinging at that pitch. And great job. Oh, wow.
Questionable call there from the umpire, but Vina is struck out.
Yeah, Vina did not like that one at all, but you know, this strike zone, it's gonna move, it's gonna be like that, and the ump's gonna call it as he sees it. And Vina, I don't think he liked that one at all, but nips the bottom corner, and nothing he can do about that. Oh, wow. So well struck here. Well struck here by number 20. That is, Casher, and just couldn't quite outrun it up the line. Didn't really have a chance there. So quickly 2 outs here. And now Riley Teed will come up to bat.
He's got the patriotic
Whoa,
bat.
whoa. Teed wasn't dug all the way in, and the pitcher began his windup. Didn't like that one at all. But, whoa. And so now, so now he's frustrated. So it appears the Tualatin coach is frustrated because Teed, I believe that Teed was stepping out of the box. I'm not sure the ruling here, but I believe that Teed is allowed, as long as he dug in, he can, in theory, back up as far as he wants after. And the pitcher was a ball regardless, but unhappy with the call. Timberwolves coach appears to be pleading with the umpires. Did not like that call, but he's gonna give a little. Griff came over to hear the call, and now both coaches will go back to their respective boxes, back to their respective dugouts. Play will resume. 1-0 count. And Teed fouls that one off in the back screen. Great, honestly, great pitch to take a swing at. Was going to get called a strike anyway, low in the zone, but just couldn't quite get his bat around on it. Was really late to getting his bat around on that ball, and we see it there reflected with that foul into the back screen. And another one. And this is where you've got, as a hitter, stay disciplined, 1-2 count, and you also have to watch out for this changeup. He's hit him, I believe, with 2 consecutive fastballs, from what I can tell, and now be wary of the changeup. High pitch, Teed wisely lays off, 2-2 count.
Looked like 3 fastballs.
That was the 3rd fastball. Now beware of the changeup. That was the changeup.
Oh
so
my gosh.
Teed swings through the changeup. Just like I said, that off speed. When you're used to a pitcher's timing, when you really get him down, and you think you have him down, you're almost pre-swinging, right? You're anticipating. Because, I mean, when the game comes down to the thousandths of a second, you want to anticipate, you want to be there. But that means when he hits him with the off speed, he had already almost decided in his head, I'm going to swing. And the off speed just hit him. He was just a little, well, not a little early. He was quite a bit early on that one. Swung through it, didn't really ever have a chance. So Goodwin will now.
Goodwin coming into this inning. Now he's going to pitch this full inning.
First full inning for Goodwin after he got the Crusaders out of a tough jam after those 2 runs scored off when Pang was still pitching. Goodwin came out of center, pitched the rest of that inning, got the Crusaders out of the inning, and now first complete inning for Goodwin as he hopes to settle in, make sure he puts another 0 on that board, and hopefully gives the Crusaders a chance to come back with some runs of their own, bottom of the 6th.
Batting for the Tualatin Timberwolves right now is number 15, Aiden Rule.
So Rule will dig in against Goodwin, and another battle begins.
Looked like a good pitch there, but slightly inside. That'll be ball 1.
Wow. Inside again. You can see where he's trying to put it. He's trying to tie the hitter up on his hands. He's trying to put it inside where it's just far towards the plate where they're going to swing, but not actually where they're going to be able to make any good contact. Wow. Nice pitch there. Went low and away for a change. So ties the hitter up on his hands a couple times, gets him kind of tight, gets him close to his chest, then puts one outside. Couldn't get his bat around towards it. Called strike 1. Freezes him.
Pitch. Count moves to 2-2.
Right there. See, he's playing with the hitter. He freezes him there. That ball was right down the middle, but he freezes him. And wow, okay, so blasted.
High fly ball.
A mile high and 100 yards out.
Center fielder able to track that one down.
And you know, I think if you just flip the X and the Y coordinates, that's over the fence. But unfortunately, all his power went towards putting that one in the air.
And on that play is number 6, Luke Williams. We can't confirm that
So
is
Williams
Luke Williams
is
on
out in center.
field.
Williams, another senior on this team, along with Rolling and Teed and Listy and Vanderhoff.
Kyle Goodwin disappointed with that call.
Goodwin's really wheeling and dealing here, but he's taking a lot more time with his pitches than Pang was. Wow. Made him look a bit silly there, swinging. Did not look like he was swinging a baseball bat. Really just airmailed that one, 1-1 count. So Goodwin, really good job, honestly, making these hitters just swing and miss. He's making them look kind of silly. But he's going to have to, you know, be able to maintain this, keep this up.
That one in the dirt.
So 2-1 count. Now hitters count.
Yeah, I feel like it's not an issue that he's taking his time in between his pitches.
Oh,
I
no.
think it just shows his comfortability out on the mound.
He's really being intentional with a lot of his pitches, too. He's not just throwing it. He's not just trying to throw strikes. He's trying to throw the ball in a specific spot. Now, I don't know if that's where he was trying to throw that one, because that one will get knocked up. That same part of the field they've been hitting it to all day. They've been hitting it right in between Rolling and the second base bag. So right between the shortstop and the second base bag, and it just rolls out into center. No one can quite get to it, and they're getting a lot of these dinky small ball hits that are just really, they're able to capitalize on. So great if you're Timberwolves, not so great if you're the Crusaders. An immediate steal. Listy gonna gun him down. Oh! So Listy, incredible arm, shows why he is going to be a college catcher next year, but bobbled just a little bit at second, couldn't quite haul it in. Tag was applied a little bit late. Runner moves to second.
In the batter's box right now is number 5, Lucas Tsai for Tualatin.
And Tsai, we're starting to get back towards the bottom of that Tualatin order, and remember, Tualatin scored those 2 runs when their order turned over last time. If you're good when you really want to avoid, oh wow. So Listy, ball low in the zone, Listy had to kind of block it to control it, bobbled it a little bit, runner over to third. So just like that, 2 steals, runner moves from first to third, and what was a simple single up the middle has now turned into a serious base threat.
A 1 out right now, so the best case scenario is a strikeout.
Got to get this batter out, and wow, good poise. Puts it right by him, and that takes some serious guts right there. Throwing that ball right down the middle, as a pitcher, you've got to just trust your stuff. You've got to trust that he's going to swing through that. He's not going to make contact, because if he makes contact, sac fly's going to score that runner. Ball to the back, and Listy once again showing he's been done a really good job tonight at blocking anything that he's bobbled or that's gotten away from him. He's done a really good job of reeling it back in, controlling it. That one went to the backstop. Could have scored a run. Listy controls it in time. Fouled sharply off, hits the Timberwolves dugout, right up the first baseline, but not into play. So 2-2 count now. 1 out here, and you've got to hope that Goodwin fans this batter. Ooh, pitched it outside. Kind of wasted one there. I don't know if I would have wanted to do that to load the count. Getting himself into a bit of a jam here with 1 out here in the top of the 6th. So a 3-2 count, runner on third. You've got, ideally you get this dude in a strikeout. If you're Jesuit, you do not want this ball in play. Oh, ball to the backstop. So he will walk.
Now we got batters on third, or runners on third and first.
So runners on the corners. And if you're Tualatin, I mean, just continuous advantageous positions. They've really done a good job putting themselves in.
Up now to bat is Kalen Simonelli.
And the runner, oh, we're getting a pinch runner, or, oh wait, no. No, they're calling him over. I think if you're Tualatin right now, and if you're Jesuit, you both have to be thinking about this. I wonder if Tualatin will call for a bunt here of some sort, like some sort of squeeze play. So squeeze play, if you're not aware, like a suicide squeeze or something like that, is where essentially the hitter's only job is just to put the ball in play. The runner from third just goes, and if his teammate puts the ball in play, the run scores. Ideally, you just don't put it in the air, put it on the ground. Doesn't matter where the ball goes, the runner scores. I'm wondering if Tualatin will call for some sort of play like that. Oh, nope, a bunt. I was right. So, like I said, it could have been a suicide squeeze, could have been a bunt. Tries to lay down a bunt. And really, if you're him, you have to put a little bit, if you're Simonelli, you have to put a little bit more oomph on that. You got to put a little bit more juice on that so you can get it up one of the baselines, get it out of harm's way. If it stays too close to the plate and Listy gets it, you've got a dead man coming home.
You also might think that Tualatin might send that runner on first base to try and bait the throw down to second.
And if you're Listy, I don't know if you can risk that throw, because if the ball goes into center field, that's another run. Another bunt attempted. High stress situation, by the way, here for Listy, and he's doing a great job controlling it. And it's times like these where you really start forgetting about the count. You start worrying more about the runners on base. 1-1 count currently with 1 out and 2 on. Top of the 6th of this 7-inning ball game here at Sprung Stadium. Ooh, Goodwin's going to check the runner. We've seen that a lot today.
No kidding.
Got to keep him honest. Keep him over at the bag. Here we go. Pulls away the bunt. Okay, so they're going to call that a ball. So when he's bunting like that, that does not mean he's swinging. So as long as he pulls that bat away, pitch still counts as a ball, even though his bat was up. So 2-1 count now. They keep threatening bunt. Yep, threatening bunt again. Not even trying to hide it. Tips the ball. Ball goes fair. Runner advances safely. Did not risk the throw. And so Listy there making the smart move. It's a painful one watching that runner jog over to second. But making the smart move, because if that ball goes by Vanderhoff or Rolling, whoever's covering the bag, that ball goes into center field. That's a Timberwolf run. So runners on second and third now. And a called strike.
Full count now.
Stressful here. For Goodwin. And so neither of these runners are forced to run. If ball's in the air, they can stay. Ball's on the ground, they can stay. They don't have to go anywhere. There isn't a force out except for first. Wow. So see, ball into center. Oh, wow. Oh, caught up in a rundown. Get him. Got him. Oh, no. Okay. Little bit chaotic there. Ball hit on a rope out into center field, controlled by Williams, and tossed back into the plate. Goodwin cuts off the throw to the plate as the runner's already scored, runs down the runner who overran first, tags him out, but heads up base running by the runner on second as he comes all the way around from second to score. And that is going to be 2 runs in for the Timberwolves, so they'll tack on another 2. So after no scoring for the first 4 innings, the Timberwolves tack on 2 in back-to-back innings and make the score 4-0 to Tualatin, and they are running away with this right now.
Yeah, that was some exciting play right there, but stepping up to bat right now for the T-Wolves is number 34, Mekhi Presley. So we're back at the top of the lineup.
And this is exactly what I said Goodwin didn't want, and it's coming right to hit him in the face. He did not want this order to turn over, and it's turning over. If you're him, you've got to stay composed. 2 outs now. He got that out. He went and tagged the runner who overran first. But you just got to close out this inning and hope Jesuit can get some offense. And he looks a little rattled here. He throws 2 straight balls out of the strike zone. We haven't really seen that from him so far this game. Only 30 pitches so far for Goodwin. Ooh. Inside, so 3-0 count. And once again, credit to these Tualatin hitters. They are staying patient.
4 straight balls there for Kyle Goodwin.
I thought they hit him. I thought that hit him.
I think he jumped out of the way.
Okay, and Goodwin will. Oh, so Goodwin will come out of the ball game actually after. What is that? That's a full inning of relief. 3 outs of relief. 4 outs of relief, maybe. And we'll be interested to see. Okay, so they're going to send Goodwin back into center after his brief stint of pitching. And who are they putting on the mound? And remember, crucial game here for Jesuit. They are currently ranked #1 in the state of Oregon. Tualatin is ranked 8. This could flip-flop some things, and this would be a great quality win for the Timberwolves if they manage to pull this one out. If you're Jesuit, you have to stay. You have to, stay in this ball game. You've got to get some runs on the board here. You've got to get some run support. I mean, Peng put up 4 straight scoreless innings before finally allowing a couple in the 5th. And really, Jesuit needs to be putting in some run support to back that. Nico Fernandez will step to the mound.
Number 16, Nico Fernandez.
Number 16 here for the Crusaders, and he will be up and facing number 13 on Tualatin. That is Owen Hagerman. Wow, what a ball game so far. So, rundown of that inning. Honestly, it was all, well, that top half of the inning, that is the most offensive production we have seen from either team at any point in the game, I think combined in one half inning. I mean, really, that bottom of that Timberwolves lineup just battered Goodwin, and as he allowed 2 runs, Griffith's seen enough, took him out, put Fernandez in, and we'll see how he fares. So runner on first for Tualatin. Following the walk by Goodwin to, and you know, Tualatin, honestly, so far offensively, this game has been all Tualatin.
Impressive first 2 pitches by Nico.
Yeah, Fernandez really putting the ball in there. 2 straight strikes. He looks comfortable already. Normally, you'll see these pitchers, they'll come in the game, be kind of afraid of the strike zone. They'll dance around it. They don't want to hit it. They're not comfortable with their stuff yet. He's going right after this hitter. Checks the runner. But he's going right after this hitter, keeping him honest, keeping him in the game, not letting him get an easy base runner just because this is his first batter. Controlled, so risks a ball there, hoping he would chase with 2 outs. Hitter protects the plate, doesn't chase, stays in there, 1-2 count now.
Steps off the mound.
I started wondering if I had
Fouled up, and I hope you are not parked in the parking lot, ladies and gentlemen.
Bounces.
Oh. I think we managed to avoid any cars. Up, over the screen, and into the parking lot that runs along the first baseline. And thank goodness you guys are watching online and you aren't actually here, because that looked risky for someone's car.
Yeah, we do have signs that say park at your own risk. That's a fly ball. Caught.
Foul fly ball, but just settles under it, makes it look easy. Good job to Fernandez. Got put in a tough position there, worked it beautifully, and gets out. So, 2 runs on only 2 hits for the Timberwolves. They very much capitalized, and they now lead the Crusaders 4-0 heading into the bottom of the 6th. And if you're Jesuit, honestly, you got to just restart. You haven't had really any offensive production to speak of. You've had 2 hits, and one of them came in as the first batter of the game. They've had one hit the rest of the way. So, if you're Jesuit, you got to just restart, reset mentally. And it looks like they're literally going to get a chance to do that with Rolling up first. So Rolling had that single to lead off the entire game in the bottom of the 1st. And now, to lead off the game for the Crusaders, and now he needs to put his team, this is where, as a senior and as a leader, you need to put your team on your bat. Might be his last at-bat of this game, and he really needs to set the tone here. And he's showing bunt. So showing bunt. I mean, I wonder if they're thinking he has the foot speed. Tualatin does not look nearly concerned enough about this bunt. Okay, well, I guess it was fake.
quick 2 strikes to start his at-bat.
Rolling's got a battle. He's got a battle here. Pulled effort. He is crowding the plate. He is on the plate. Pays off. Pays off. Pitcher puts it a little outside. Rolling fouls it off. Does a good job with 2 strikes. Just staying alive, working the count. Timberwolves pitcher up to 77 pitches now, once again.
Approaching 80.
That 80 pitch mark is really where you start seeing high school pitchers both struggle and where you start, their coaches start thinking about their arm a little bit. That magical 8-0. So watches that one go for ball 1. So 1 and 2 now for Rolling. And that pitch is just so hard to take.
Low pitch and the count moved to 2-2. Another low pitch. Full count. High pressure moment for both the pitcher and the batter.
Oh, wow.
Swinging a miss from Rolling.
Rolling's upset, and I don't blame him. I mean, just not the game you want to have against a really good Tualatin team. And, as like a key player on this team, you want to put the team on your back. You want to set an example, and he just has not been able to have his best day. So over 81 pitches, but still looking very good as this Timberwolves pitcher. And Henry Vanderhoff will step in, the second baseman. Rolling's counterpart. Shortstop second, really controlling the middle of that infield. And the heart of the Crusader lineup. And also a senior, so.
Catcher frames that pitch really nicely, and that'll be strike 2.
Got to protect the plate again. They keep getting behind in the count, and it's causing him to chase, exactly like I said, causing him to chase pitches that normally a hitter like Vanderhoff, so patient, normally would not swing. But when you get behind the count like that, your mentality changes. You start getting a little panicky. You start getting a little freaked out. You start swinging stuff you normally wouldn't. So now, Kyle Goodwin playing center. We saw him in center, switched back to pitcher, switched back into center field, and now he will step in. So brief conversation there. He never came out of the game. He went to the pitcher's mound. Once a player comes out of the game, they cannot be subbed back into the game. But since Goodwin went center field to pitcher, back to center field, he is eligible to remain in this game and continue to play for the Crusaders. And low and away, good take by Goodwin. He's had trouble taking this game. Same pitcher, Goodwin's taken multiple huge swings through his pitches. And there's another one.
High fly ball.
High fly ball. And out of here.
Another one to the roof.
Another one to the roof. So a long foul ball. Goodwin really just demonstrating his power. He's been swinging through it. Wow. Incredible patience.
Great take.
I mean, honestly, I would have swung at that. That was incredible patience from Goodwin. Works the count 3-1. This is what you want to do. Wow. Gets ahead in the count. And see, that's what you want to do there. He made the pitcher work for it, got ahead in the count, and then the pitcher gets a little antsy, throws one
Pitcher
where he
approaching
shouldn't have.
90. He's at 89 pitches right now.
And
Coach
honestly,
has
I
gotta
mean,
think about.
well, I mean, honestly though, he's still looking good. But yeah, that walk has got to make you question. I think it'll take another walk, maybe a hit. But I mean, he's been so dominant. I don't think you take him out when he's been this good. As long as his arm's feeling good, I mean, he'll know himself. These guys have been playing ball for a long time. He knows himself. He knows his arm. He just went over the 90. Oh, wow. I mean, he just went over 90, but with how many times he's thrown over to first, he's got to be like 140 at this point. Both both pitchers have been keeping the runners very honest, not letting him get away with much. Wow, off the dome of Listy. And Listy, you know, he's got a, wow, if you're Listy, I mean, that's one you love to see if you're a Crusader, just because you love the base runner, but as Listy, you know, gets his dome rattled a little bit there, takes one for the team. He's fine.
Griff
he looks
going
good.
out there to check on him.
Griff's going to check on him. Whenever you take one to the head like that, you got to just make sure he's okay. Oh, so they're going to send out a base runner because he took one to the head and they do not want to risk. Oh, wait. They're on, no. And now, okay, so they changed the base runner. They're going to send one guy. Now they send a different guy. And now here's where, see, 91 pitches. Like I said, after 80, it's kind of a crapshoot. You don't really know what's going to happen. And it looks like his arm might be getting a little tired out. That's probably the conversation they're having here. It's, hey, how are you doing? Can you continue? How's the arm?
Looks like he is going to stay in.
The third baseman,
and I mean, he's looked so dominant so far. I know now they have 2 on, but he plunked that one batter, but I think he has looked good. He looked like he's had command, and I don't think you want to warm up a new pitcher here.
Yeah, and especially with 2
outs.
With
2 on, yeah, and I think that this will probably be his last inning, but I think that they're gonna let him, you know, figure his way out of it.
That'll be strike 1.
Fires it in there. So Goodwin on second. Pinch runner for Listy, who got hit in the head. He's fine. At least we assume so. And
Goodwin, one of the fastest in Oregon, so if we can get a ball out to the outfield, then good chance of him coming into the home plate.
Yeah. And you really just need to sneak something through here. Get the ball through the gap, get it into the outfield. Let Goodwin use his wheels. Wow, checking the runner. No dive back, just kind of stepped back on the bag. Interesting. Who is that?
Number 4.
Number 4 for the Crusaders.
Number 4 is Hayden Camacho.
Asher
sorry,
Bates.
that was for Tualatin.
That's Tualatin's number 4. Regardless, we have Asher Bates over occupying. Wow. Oh, no. So this is unfortunate. Really put one out there. But that's honestly the best contact we've seen from a Jesuit hitter all game. Put one out towards center. Scoring threat has ended, though. Settles under it easily.
No runs, no hits, no errors, and 2 runs.
So no runs, no hits, and no errors through that inning. Another perfect inning of Tualatin defense. Crusaders managed to get 2 aboard through a walk and a hit by pitch. Yeah, Listy's out there behind the plate. So he's good. Catching for Fernandez. So Jesuits, top of the 7th here. Last inning of play. High school, you only play 7 innings, not the 9 innings in college in the MLB. And if you're Jesuit, you really need to escape this inning unscathed, because you've yet to put up a run. You've yet to really honestly put any offensive production on the board. I mean, their hits are equivalent to their errors right now. It's not something you want to see. And so they just need to give their offense a chance to get going, not let the Timberwolves do any more damage, and just really keep it under control here. And I'm encouraged by how Fernandez has been pitching, how he pitched at the end of that inning after he came in relief for Goodwin, who's out in center now. I'm encouraged by that, but
Herzog coming up to the batter's box.
This is their 3-hitter, so he's going to have to go back through kind of the heart of that Timberwolf lineup.
Couldn't get quite enough movement on that pitch.
Yeah, trying to get him to chase low in the zone, but just couldn't quite get him to bring his bat off his shoulder. Wow. And smack solidly. Goodwin.
Oh,
wow.
Goodwin laying out for
Goodwin.
that one, but just misses it.
And honestly, great play by Goodwin, and underrated credit to whoever's in right field right now, because he just made a fantastic play to get behind Goodwin, just in case if that ball had gone through, would have had to back him, and that's an underrated part of the game. Because something like that gets past Goodwin and he's not there, that rolls to the fence. You got a double or a triple. And then the Crusaders are in even bigger trouble. Let's see if he checks the runner.
Good IQ from our right fielder.
Checks the runner. There he is. There's the check. Got to make sure you keep that runner honest. Let him know that he is not going to get second base easily. And you've got to also keep the double play in play ideally. Oh, check the runner again. There we go. Make sure, because see, that runner wants to go to second because it eliminates the double play. And as we saw earlier, Jesuit turned 2 different double plays. We know how vital. You go from no outs to all of a sudden you only have 1 out left in your half of the inning. That's not something you want. They want to capitalize off this base runner. And wow.
Another hit into right from Tualatin.
Timberwolf bats are hot right now. So easily collected in right field. I believe that's Riley Teed out there.
Now batting, number 25, Stephen Pettit.
So yeah, that is Teed out in right field. And Griffin is coming in to have another little chat with the pitcher. Rolling is jogging up. They're gonna take the ball from him. So Fernandez, after 9 pitches, will be taken out of this game. 9 pitches of relief. They're gonna take him out, and they're gonna give the ball to number 23.
That's Makoa Kim.
So Makoa Kim's gonna come over from third. So Kim will get his warm-up pitches. Jesuit infield will have a little conference. Jesuit outfield will have a little conference as Kim will get his warm-up throws in. And so far, the pitching chart has gone as such. Peng threw 84. Got over that 80 mark, but they tested him early, and so he was out by the time we hit the 5th inning. Gave up a couple runs in the 5th. Goodwin came in relief in the 5th. Ended the 5th inning, didn't allow any runs, but then allowed 2 runs in the top of the 6th to score. Unfortunate. Goodwin came out, and Fernandez replaced him in relief in that 6th. And then Fernandez, unable to get any outs here in the top of the 7th before he, after only 9 pitches, gets taken out and now replaced by Makoa Kim.
Makoa Kim's release is pretty quick, so Tualatin will have to adjust to something they haven't seen thus far this game.
Yeah, and you're really seeing the contrasting pitching styles. I mean, so far Tualatin's only had 1 pitcher and Jesuit's had 4, but between those 4 Jesuit pitchers, Peng really big fan of just firing the ball in there, resetting, and firing it again. And whereas Goodwin was a little more methodical, took his time throwing the ball. Let's see what Kim's style is. Kim appears to be taking his time. Oh, and we are squaring to bunt. We are squared for not what you want to see with the bunt. So see, with the bunt there, you're going to want to square up on that ball, and he did not square up nearly enough. Just dinked it off the bottom of his bat, really didn't get his barrel on it, and that's why the ball gets fouled back into Listy, and that's strike 1. Steps in again. He's going to bunt.
Showing the bunt.
And Jesuit ducks under it. So once again, he's over that ball. Kim probably keeping it low in the zone on purpose to not allow the bunt, and quick 2 strikes. Not looking to bunt here now, because with 2 strikes, a foul bunt is a strike 3.
Pettit will have to swing here.
So it looks like he'll have to swing away with 2 on and no out. Ball a little high, not to his liking. Ball 1. Ball low again. So after 2 consecutive strikes on 2 attempted bunts for Pettit, Kim is now working with a 2-2 count here with no out. And he's coming to a delicate situation, to say the least, with 2 on. Wow. And Listy there really tried to frame that. It was a little outside, tried to frame it back into the strike zone, tried to bait the call out, did not work. 3-2. Good call by the umpire. Squares that up, and that's a chance for a double play.
Not quite, but gets the runner at second.
Squares up on that ball, tosses it over to second, and then thrown not in time, didn't quite have enough zip on it to get over to first and get that runner.
Now it's number 15, Aiden Rule up to bat.
So Rule will step in against Kim. And good job by Kim pitching for the ground ball. Wow, good frame job by Listy. Listy consistently managing to almost create strikes by just the way he catches the ball, making it look super easy, super controlled, and that can definitely help influence the outcome of this game. And wow, that one's going to get away from him. Runner's going to get over to second. So that ends the hopes for a Crusader double play. Runner's at second and third now. And now Jesuit has to avoid that ball getting out of the infield, because if the ball gets out to the infield, runner from third tags up, and that's a sac fly and another Timberwolf run.
Yeah, a runner coming in now would make it a lot harder for the Crusaders to get a rally going.
Yeah, the Crusaders are going to have to, after they get out of this inning, they're going to have to get their rally caps on. I don't know what the dugout's going to be doing, but if I were them, I'd be getting my rally cap on. Foul into the back screen. That's also happened quite a bit today.
Thank the Lord for that screen. Saving a lot of people a lot of money.
Yeah, that screen is protecting the entire parking lot from getting shelled with baseballs. And wow, sorted him. Not even close. Made him look silly out there, swinging at nothing. And that's what he's been chasing. That's what these Jesuit pitchers have been chasing when they throw the ball out of the zone like that. They're trying to get a hitter to chase. They're trying to bait that swing out, and finally got one there. So nice strikeout. That is what they needed. And now, ball in play, get it over to first, or make a catch, and you'll get the Crusaders out of this inning safely. Starting to get a little dark here. And, ooh, popped up. Listy with a chance to make a play.
And that'll be just on the other side of the fence.
And that's a souvenir for a fan. Oh, no, he gave it back.
Good kid. Good kid.
So ball popped up and over the screen. And that is strike one. And great job by Listy there, preventing the ball from going to the back screen, getting his body in front of it, making the block, and not letting that ball get past. The ball gets past, and who knows what happens. That runner certainly seems threatening at third. Oh, see, and there it is.
Runner's coming in.
Oh, my God.
He will be safe at the plate.
And that's exactly what I was just talking about. Ball gets past Listy. Wild pitch, not truly his fault, just a miscommunication there. Bounces up against the back screen. Listy collects it quickly, throws it to Kim, isn't in time to get the runner, and that's a 5-0 Tualatin lead. And the runner advances to third, so Crusaders still in the same threatening position. And wow,
Fly
popped
ball
up.
to right.
That's teed there, back, had it all the way.
Tracks that in.
Good play by Teed.
In the top of the 7th inning, for Tualatin, 1 run.
Now's a make or break, bottom of the 7th.
On base.
And this is it for the Crusaders. So Tualatin capitalizes off their 2 hits there to manage to score a run in the top of this 7th inning and just dig the hole deeper.
New
Start of
pitcher
this
for
game,
Tualatin.
there we go. So they have replaced their pitcher.
That is Parker McCormack.
And shout out to their other pitcher because that man threw 94 pitches. That is a lot of pitches on a young arm, and he has managed to make, I mean, he's held Jesuit to only 2 hits and has held them completely scoreless in this game.
Timberwolves, number 10, Parker McCormack.
And really, he had no run support for the first 4 innings, and he gave his team a chance just by putting up zeros on the scoreboard. He gave his team a chance to produce offensively. A little high on that throwdown. And here we go.
In to bat for the Crusaders is number 11, Lachlan Landerholm.
So we'll see. Once again, I've been saying this. We'll see how the new Tualatin pitcher settles in. We've been seeing this with the Jesuit pitchers. And we'll see how Jesuit tries to generate some offense here. This is it, ladies and gentlemen. Our final half inning of baseball in this matchup between the Tualatin Timberwolves and the Jesuit Crusaders at Sprung Stadium. And called strike 1.
Good first pitch from Parker McCormack.
And that was a comfortable first pitch. Not afraid to test the outside of that zone.
He'll test the outside once again. Count is 1-1.
Rapid firing these pitches. Wow. That one had some heat on it. Down the middle.
Landerholm disappointed that he took that.
And that was a big opportunity. He gets his bat behind that. That ball really gets going. And he's going to hit a chopper over to third. Beautiful throw by the third baseman. I mean, that is a long, long throw over from third. And to have the arm talent to get it all the way there, no hops, no skips, and just get it straight into the first baseman's glove, that is excellent.
Designated hitter, number 10, Julian Vina.
Julian Vina in for the Crusaders, and one of those big hits right now would really help the Crusaders.
Vina really needs to get his bat going. 0 for 3 so far. And the Crusaders really rely on him in moments like this. Here we go. Watch a strike 1. And strike 2. And I
Watch
bet
a strike 2 right down the middle.
And based on the little tilt of his head there, I think he wants that one back. Regretting. So, pitch sequence so far. Fastball followed by a changeup, and I think it was the changeup that froze Vina. He was expecting maybe sitting fastball, and then that changeup comes and he just kind of freezes. There we go. Takes a good cut, protects the plate. Count remains 0-2 as he fouls it off into that screen. That screen's been getting a lot of use today. A lot of foul tips. Here we go. And that's also going to be fouled. And off the roof. So fouled off the roof. And, ooh, clipped him.
Pitcher hits Vina.
So pitcher clips Vina on that elbow. Good thing, that's why we wear elbow guards. He was wearing that Evo Shield elbow guard. Just tipped it off that. He takes his base over at first, and that is actually huge to get a base runner for the Crusaders.
Vina turns back to his dugout and gets hyped.
Correction, we have a pinch hitter.
Well, there's multiple ways to contribute.
Austin Bernards at the plate.
So Austin Bernards.
Austin Bernards to step up to the plate. Number 18.
And who is he pinch hitting for? And he's pinch hitting for the first baseman. So Vina, first pitch outside here. And there's multiple ways to show up for your team and to contribute. And in this case, getting hit by a pitch was one of them. Wow. And honestly,
Just outside for Tualatin pitcher.
that was an incredible eye. Just watch that all the way through. Didn't take his bat off his shoulder. That one, and that's
Wow.
I think that's where he was trying to put the other one. Put it slightly further inside, a little bit more down. Just found its way to the top of the strike zone. And you know those two pitches, they look very similar. Get called very differently. Inside now. So ball inside, 3-1 count now. This is a great situation for the Crusaders. But if you're Bernard's here, you have to stay patient at the plate.
Definitely some
Gotta
mind
stay
games
patient with a
going on
3-1
for this,
count.
Tualatin pitcher.
Oh!
Great
Oh,
hit.
let's see if it drops though. Doesn't fall. Incredible play made in
Great
right
contact.
field. And they're gonna get hyped. So a bit of a kind of a diving, sliding grab out there in right field.
2 outs here for Tualatin, and they're looking to close out the game.
Diving. He managed to he just got his momentum going forward, managed to get under it. Looks like it was gonna fall, and we're gonna finish up this game with the right fielder, Riley Teed. Crusaders down to their final out. Let's see if Teed can extend this game. Wow,
Strike one.
great pitch. Right on the edge of the zone. Teed digs in again.
Impressive talent from these Tualatin pitchers.
They are dictating this game. Wow.
And Teed gets it to go through the third baseman and the shortstop.
And you know, that's what you want out of a senior leader like Teed. He's fired up on first base. He's getting hype. That's what you want to see out of a guy like Teed. I mean, right field, he made a couple good grabs earlier, but that's really when it mattered the most, when his team needed him. He gets his bat around, and he brings the top of the order back around.
Yeah, getting back up to this top of the order gives Jesuit a chance at making a run.
And if you're rolling, you've got to be patient. You cannot, he literally can't tie this game in one swing. He needs to factor in that the Crusaders need more runs than what he can provide, and so he just needs to get this ball in play, get it down safely, and try to get on base any way he can.
Seems like the Tualatin pitcher has a similar first pitch for most of his batters.
And rolling, digging in quite close to the plate here. Outside. Really crowding the plate here. I think he's really trying to force that pitcher to pitch outside. He's right on the corner of that box. Really testing the pitcher's accuracy here. Wow. Inside, called strike, and Rollington was not a fan of that one. 1-2 now. Gotta protect the plate. Crusaders down to their last strike. So he digs in, and they're going to check the runner. Well, that seems appropriate. So check the runner over at first. Runners on first and second now for the Crusaders. But they are down to their final strike. Bottom of the seventh. Oh,
Great
and
save
you
from Rolling.
know that Rolling wanted that one. Outside, looks so enticing, didn't chase it.
Rowan has trained himself for high pressure moments like this.
Senior leader. He's thinking.
The boys,
No.
Ooh, just high.
And
That one scared me a little bit.
Wow. Yeah, honestly, I thought that was going to be a strike. That is one of those balls. It really could have gone either way. And Rolling's certainly happy it went in his direction. Beautiful pitch. Tried to get him to chase. And, chopper up the line. And that will end this game.
This game for the Jesuit Crusaders. Tualatin 5, Crusaders 0.
So Rolling's chopper up the line, not enough, as Jesuit leaves 2 stranded on base, cannot capitalize, and this will end with a 5-0 almost rout for Tualatin. And just definitely, if you're Jesuit, just not the outcome you wanted today. They kept it very strong defensively up through when they got into some trouble in the 5th, but those first 4 innings, great, but they just could not. I mean, when you don't put up any runs in a game, you can't expect to win. You gotta put some offensive production up there, and just unfortunate they weren't able to find a way to do that. So Tualatin scores 5 runs on 8 hits and commits no errors. Jesuit scores no runs on 3 hits and commits 2 errors. And I think that honestly the big story of this game is the pitching. Tualatin only had to use 2 pitchers, and that second pitcher really closed out the game for them. Jesuit, 4 different pitchers, and they just were not able to shut them down as much defensively as they would like, and they weren't able to really, they needed to put up some run support for those pitchers.
Yeah, now it's back to the lab for the Crusaders. They'll be ready for their next game.
So that is all from here in Sprunk Stadium. Good night, Crusader baseball fans. We will see you for the next one.